from a
All right, good to see everyone's made it back into the Beta 1 Outpost. I am your host, Jay Butter. With me, as always, is Zeus.
right here, everybody. Let's do it.
Yeah, so this is where the Outpost is here to, bring you just the latest news on cinema, movies, TV shows, video games, and technology. So
the latest and greatest, just looking at it from a different perspective. Let's see it.
Hey, all right.
And then today, first of all, we're gonna get into the X-Men Apocalypse review for you. Actually, not so much a review. We hate that word. It's a bad word here in the Beta 1 Outpost. I don't want to hear anybody say that ever again.
It's a big no-no.
Even though that was just me. But yeah, we're gonna get into our X-Men discussion of Apocalypse, and but before we do that, we just want to say Happy Memorial Day to all of you out there.
Mm-hmm.
And just thank you to our troops fighting overseas, troops that are here in training. Thank you for their service. James right here, he's a Marine as well. Thank you, Jay Butter, for your service. And we also want to take a minute just to, thanks to those that we lost along the way as well. So,
a little observation of silence.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for your guys' service. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I was pretty excited to come in and talk to you guys about X-Men Apocalypse, but something happened on Tuesday.
Yes.
Something happened, guys.
Right
and
before
it was very
Memorial
heartbreaking. It was very heartbreaking. And, you guys all probably know about it by now, but apparently Captain America is a traitor, and he's been with Hydra the whole time. Bullshit.
Shocking.
Yeah, screw that, dude. Like, I was so irritated when I found that out, because it's like Captain America he embodies his whole character is based on goodness and
high moral standards.
Yeah, high moral standards. His ethics are up there, his beliefs. I mean, we saw it in Civil War.
Oh, yeah,
his
absolutely.
integrity. I mean, yeah, like he was getting pulled from both directions, and he was just like, no, I don't know. And he almost went with Stark, but then, he went to Peggy Carter's funeral, got those words of wisdom that sometimes, you got to plant yourself like a tree,
right,
and stand strong on what's right. And that's just what Captain America is. He's what's right.
Yeah, there's the sacred. There's certain things in comic books that are sacred. And, Batman, his parents are killed in an alley. You know what I'm saying? You got Superman, his home of Krypton's destroyed.
And he, came to Earth.
Right.
Went to Kansas.
Exactly. But with Captain America, it's definitely, he embodies what America could be. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely supposed to be the moral compass and moral leader of an era, mostly because he came out around the time of
the Nazi regime,
right? Exactly.
When it began, it was with those comics were involved with Hitler, and it was Captain beating up Hitler and stuff like that. I mean, we saw that in the first Avenger in the movie,
right?
So
the nod to his beginnings.
Yeah, so it's like he was created for a reason, almost like Superman. Like when Superman was made, he was designed to give hope, to the people in that time, around that time when he came out. And the same thing with Captain America. He was designed to give hope to America, around that time when Hitler was reigning supreme.
Right.
Like a D-bag.
Nazis, D-bag.
But that's just, and then to find out that, apparently he's with Hydra, it's like, you're tripping.
Right.
Like, I could never support that.
No.
I could never. So it's just infuriating. And it's like,
it's almost insulting.
It's insulting to the whole fan base, because decades of fans. You could have done that with some other kind of, I don't know, just like a B-list character. Captain America's right there,
right.
He's like a main.
Yeah,
head.
you took LeBron James and then you traded him
to the Heat, or what?
To the Heat, yeah.
And Cleveland fans were outraged, man.
Right? So,
but. No, because then now people are going to counter argument. Well, he won a championship with the Heat. So what, Captain Hydra? No.
Yeah, Captain Hydra.
Screw that, dude. But and then a couple of days after that, we had somebody come up with some theory that they saw nodded to the comic in there
Right, because what it is, the creator of that, I think it's Captain America #1, Steve Rogers or something like that. So he's the one who that's the episode, that's the comic where he revealed he's Hydra.
Yes,
and then
that was Captain America #1.
Right,
came out.
Right. So then in a separate comic, which is this is what the theory was alluding to. Yeah. So I don't have you couldn't.
So in that separate comment, basically it brought up a character named Kobik, who is a sentient cosmic cube, and she's able to manipulate reality.
Right.
So in this new Captain America issue, Kobik is also involved in it in a very minimal way. So so the theory was that, and then because at the end when Captain America is all Hail Hydra and kills somebody, he's doing it to save Baron Zemo.
Right.
So and when Kobik was introduced, Baron Zemo was there. So
yeah,
the whole theory is that
your greatest enemy.
Yeah.
Now
Baron Zemo used Kobik to manipulate reality, and now Captain America, he's Captain Hydra apparently. So, and the whole thing is that he had to do it because Hydra was saving his mother, and that's how they got him. That's how they got him.
It's and still very like that. I mean, that's only a theory.
It's still batshit crazy, but. I mean, that theory I would be okay with because it means that it's not. It means that it's like it's going to be an amazing story arc still,
right?
But it doesn't trash Captain America's name and legacy. It's more of like an
something
arc
that's happened,
an arc that's leading to saving his legacy,
right?
Yeah.
So
that would be amazing to read that.
See, the problem is with the execution when you intro something like that and you try to shock people and it's very sensationalism. It's in. I think you do it in poor taste. You do it for the shock value, but it always has to lead into something greater. It has to. It has to. I mean, hopefully,
the scope has to be humongous.
Yeah, it can. Anytime you try to turn a character heel, it's a slow process. You know what I'm saying? It's not exactly as shocking. When they do it, it's supposed to be a kind of like a gradual thing. But when they do it like this, and they just do it for the headlines, obviously, freaking
they
Twitter blew up.
Heads.
Yeah, I know Twitter blew up once I saw that. So you know what I'm saying? So
everything blew up, dude. I mean, I was already seeing graphics.
Yeah.
And an amazing graphic artist. He designed a rendition of how Captain America would look in it.
Yeah.
Dude, amazing.
I mean, red and black looks good.
Shout out to Boss Logic, but he's the one that designed that. He designed some pretty amazing work.
Right.
But it looked dope.
Yeah. And then there was other inklings out there for Captain America getting a boyfriend. So.
Oh God.
I mean, okay, so I know it started out with give Elsa a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So like and then I think
that's possible because it's not like we saw her like in connection with somebody.
No,
Anna was the one that had the man.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Yeah. She had both of them.
Yeah. No, but
so Elsa was literally by herself.
Yeah. Well, so the whole point, like going back to that, is this. It's for they're trying to obviously the times have changed. What I'm saying? There's a different era now. Transgender, all that stuff. That's more in the forefront.
Yeah.
The thing is, you put it in people,
which I have no problem with.
No, of course not. I have no problem. Hey, Caitlyn Jenner is amazing, wonderful person, or you know what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to get at is that you're trying to build something new. Why not start with something new?
Exactly.
Why not
try
to? Because these characters are mainstays. I mean, Marvel has they've done things to switch them up. Like Thor became a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You had Miles Morales as Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So when those things happen, it's very crazy to to imagine Peter Parker's not Spider-Man this time around.
But the narrative is really good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you have to do it in a way that really doesn't alienate core fan base. And then with with Elsa and Cap getting more like Elsa, it's you could see a potential for that, but with Cap it's a little different just because you couldn't like Bucky. No, you can't see him being with I just don't see it.
Honestly, I see a lot of graphics where Bucky and Cap are pretty gay together.
Yeah,
but it's like
but they're brothers in arms.
Yeah, they're brothers in arms, exactly. So, and they were brothers before that, and it was like their relationship is at a friendship brotherly level.
Yeah.
like because of how they grew up. They grew up, you know,
Yeah, trust me, man.
Certain parents and stuff like that, and you know, they relied on each other. And they
and then war changes people. You know, like those people who've actually gone and served elsewhere, they can completely believe, you know, the person to the left and right of them is their brother.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
because the trust has to be there.
Right. So when I saw that and they were trying to like propose Bucky, I was just like, no, you don't. You know what I'm saying? You don't actually
don't taint that.
Yeah, there's certain ways you got to go about it, and I think, you know, with new generations, there should be new heroes. You know what I'm saying? That the only real one that I've seen that like has been popular enough to stick around was Harley Quinn, which is in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So in the 2000s,
popularity real quick.
Right. So with the 2000s, you know, there's some newer characters, but it's just, you know, like Dazzler, I guess. Not even I think Dazzler's been around for a while, but like, you know, there's those characters who
there's newer characters.
There's newer characters that you can start introing this stuff, and maybe they, you know, 10 years down the road have, you know, well, you know, I saw the first, you know, transsexual, you know, character I saw was, you know, this person or that, you know, and then you could start, you know, building from there.
Yeah, exactly. Because it really just ruins the character before, you know. Like, again, like there's nothing wrong with, you know, creating gay characters, gay superheroes, whatever the case is, you know, that's fine. There's no problem there. But the thing is that Cap is not gay. You know, he didn't start off that way. And again, he represents America, and I get it that America, you know, is a lot more accepting now, and that's good.
Yeah.
But I think that narratively, and to respect both the fan base and the
new generation.
The new generation, it would have to be like, you know, pass the mantle on to a character that they just designed, you know, that is homosexual. Do it in that way, like how, you know, Steve Rogers passed the mantle to Falcon, and how he passed it to what's the name Bucky at one point.
Right.
It's like pass it to, you know, a homosexual character rather than making Cap homosexual.
Right.
Do it in that sense, and then that's where it would be more accepting. Because when you do it like this, I mean, you're angering all the fans and stuff like that, you know, and then you think it's pro, you know, gay rights and stuff, but it's like, don't you think that that's probably going to anger people, and then even kind of put more of a kibosh on
that's
on
what
I'm
saying.
movement?
It's that sensationalism, you know, like that very. Just like, even if you think about it, how times are now, man, you got like Donald Trump on the news saying, you know, crazy things like that, you know, that he says, and it flies now. So you're able to.
People are a lot more raw.
Yeah. So I mean, are we taking a step back? Or are we taking a step forward? You know,
I think it's flirting with it. I think it's flirting with taking a step back.
Yeah.
So it's like people think it's taking a step forward, but it's not, because it's going to delay the process, because, you know, you're really just. You're tainting things.
Yeah, you got to do it in the right way.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you watched any of the like the CW DC stuff, when they have gay characters, like the Captain in
Flash.
In Flash, you know what I'm saying? It's just a part of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not all in your face. It's not like played down, but it's something that's happening.
He's also a side character. I'm thinking they want, you know,
they want a main character to take that kind of mantle,
and and they're using a mainstream who has been around for decades.
Yeah, I think. I think that's the whole point, maybe, because, you know, you have to, when you want to do it, you gotta. It can't just be, you know, the fifth string guy. It has to be the star, the superstar, the Tom Brady's and the, you know, LeBron Jameses of the world.
But I mean, like they revealed the whole. Remember when Alan Scott came out to be a homosexual, and he's the first Green Lantern,
right?
And it didn't have that much of an impact, because, like, you know, people don't really read Alan Scott comics, and there's no Alan Scott movies or animation movies, you know.
Right, everyone
knows.
knows.
There's no Alan Scott.
Yeah, like, you got the...
Like you could read about him, but it's like you gotta look pretty back.
Right.
You know, they're not remaking it.
Yeah.
But with that whole thing, they did that with Alan Scott, and they're trying to do it they're proposing to do it with Captain America, and Captain America is like here in the now, and I get it. That's why they're trying to do it with that. I
definitely think there's room for something like that in the future. I just hope that they do it in
the right way.
And do it in the right way.
Mm-hmm. The right way to doing things, and there's a wrong way in doing things.
Yeah.
And both might reach the vision, but I mean, come on, try to do it right.
Right. All right, and then Can we get into it?
You ready for the X-Men apocalypse? Let's do it.
Yeah,
people.
Absolutely.
The reason why we are here.
So I saw it Saturday. You saw it Friday, right?
That's correct.
And so yeah, okay. So I go see it, or can you wait for DVD, or what are we doing?
All right.
Is this a wait and see, or is it X-Men or X-Men? You know what I'm saying?
I don't agree with the X-Men. However, I mean, I'm just gonna say plain and simple. I was very satisfied with it, but I was also equally unsatisfied with it.
Okay.
So there was a lot of great things, and I enjoyed it. And I'm a 90s kid, and I loved the X-Men animated series. I treasured that series.
Absolutely.
Like I loved the crap out of it. And this whole apocalypse thing, got us all excited. I mean, past episodes we were talking about it. We were excited.
Yeah, I think out of all the ones we were previewing, this was the one that we were kind of like really wanting to see because of the fact that it was supposed to lend to the 90s animated series. I mean, did they specifically say that? No, but the suits or the era was supposed to really have the outfits.
It's just 90s style in the sense of that story became prominent in the 90s, when we all knew it in the animated series.
Yeah, everyone loved the theme song. Everyone was ready for it. Trust me, we'll get into it, but there's a moment in the movie where I'm just like, I was hoping, they were going to give me the orchestra for it.
Let it be elevator music or something. They're just waiting in the elevator, and then all of a sudden you hear the orchestra.
For me, it was the Quinjet when they the X-Jet where they finally they're all assembled and they're ready to go take on Apocalypse. And so I was hoping in my mind, in my mind that's what I got. Yeah. But okay, let's get into it. So
all right. So again, equally satisfied, unsatisfied. And I understand that people are gonna already automatically think that we're biased opinion because we're
fans.
We have treasured memories with the 90s, and that's not the case. Really, it's not the case, and we're gonna tell you why.
Yeah. So so is it a C or is it a
I would
must
still see
it?
I would still see it because I enjoyed it. Yeah. But again, I kind of enjoyed BVS, and people hated the crap out of it. And it's there was many issues with it.
Many,
but I still appreciated the fact. So I would still watch it again. I'm not going to pay for it, but
it's like it's the cousin you don't mind hanging out with.
For it. Yeah, exactly.
It's like at least he can ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, X-Men is just
but you don't want to go to his house.
yeah, exactly. I'm not going to make the effort to go over, but
if you're going
to come over and chill, then we could chill.
Yeah.
All right. Guess.
All right. So opening scene, you had Egypt. You had this opening ritual. Apocalypse was transferring into Oscar
Isaac, yeah. Which I was pretty surprised by. Like, I honestly thought Oscar Isaac was him.
Yeah, already?
Already. Like, he already was him. And then again, from the show and stuff, it's like Apocalypse is Apocalypse. He is the first being. That is him already.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need to transfer into other people and stuff. But I did like that they did it that way because narratively and for the general public, it makes sense that he was the first mutant and he kind of adapted with the other mutants that he was taking over when he was transferring himself.
They almost had to depower him a bit. I feel doing that depowered him.
Yeah, exactly. It definitely depowered him.
Yeah, because you had Apocalypse more being like a character who was just all powerful, all knowing, all this and that. And then the moment you said, well, the only reason he's like that is because he was sucking up these powers from other mutants and transferring his body. So now you have a reason or a way to stop him or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So because that paved the way for the whole story arc of this one.
Yeah, exactly. So and it lends to freaking the ultimate ending. So so when you first see it, it comes out. You're in the freaking Egypt. It has that scope, Arabian Nights feel right when the beginning, and then
Arabian Nights.
Just like as it's panning up, and then you see the Egyptian his little
that
freaking,
looked dope.
Yeah, it was huge, man. I was like, damn, he had the biggest pyramid. He had the
biggest ziggurat.
Yeah, and then he would stroll in and everybody bowed to him. So he was already ruling. He was already having the iron fist.
And I kind of wonder, well, who was Oscar Isaac then? If he's transferring from him and he's adapting powers and stuff,
right?
So who was Oscar Isaac before that then?
Yeah, which power
that
he
would
had.
Have been pretty interesting.
Yeah, just to kind of see, because he was absorbing other mutants around him.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can only imagine if he's the first, how far back does Apocalypse really go? So
and then at that, it's what did he begin as then?
Yeah,
because and how did the first transference?
Yeah,
how did you come about that?
Yeah, his power might have been just a parasitic style where he just absorbed
Yeah,
powers
like a
or
parasite.
But you know what though, he whatever he absorbed, he made like, you know, better by 100-fold. So I don't know, I think it was like amassing power or something like that. So obviously his whole character was absorbing your power and making it 100 times better. You know what I'm saying?
Within himself.
Within himself. I mean, he was but his power, he was able to give it to others.
He was able to amplify other people's powers and stuff, but he wasn't adapting their powers as he was amplifying them.
No, but that's what but I mean, it's probably worked both ways, where like if he absorbed that person, he absorbed that power, plus, you know, the fact that he was already able to make other powers stronger.
But when he was transferring from other people, he was pretty much killing them, right? He was taking their life force.
Yeah. So I mean, that's that. And then, so yeah, you had a big scope. Like, he was like, you know.
And his 4 horsemen, they were just regular, like, Egyptian people, but they fought like badasses.
Oh my God! Do you know what? Do you know what? It really sets the tone, because when you start when you start off, I was thinking, you know, PG-13. I'm just not going to see anything too crazy. We had people's like bones getting squished and squashed, and it was crazy. Yeah. So you had quite a bit of destruction.
They brought down the pyramids because they actually ended up wanting to trap Apocalypse.
Yeah, they get. Oh yeah, because there's the mutiny, whatever, and then they
outside.
Yeah. So then overall they trap him. You know. So long story short, they get him freaking locked away in this Egyptian.
But of course, not before he got the complete life force of Oscar Isaac.
Yeah. So, he's Oscar Isaac now.
He's alive, but he's trapped completely down in Egypt.
Right. So then, okay, so now we fast forward, you know, to the 80s, you know. Dun, dun. We have the Reagan, we have the whole thing going on.
Yeah.
We see our little flashes of the future, and then, so the world's a different place now. Now that we had everything go down in, was it Paris or something like that? I forget where Magneto was in the stadium and doing all this crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in Washington. Was it in Washington? Okay. So yeah, we had that go down. So now the X-Men universe is almost flipped now, because now, you know, it's not like they discovered
with the events from Days of Future Past. It changes the future.
Yeah, so we're not getting in the 90s or the 2000s. It's like people been knowing about super mutants or mutants since like the 60s and 70s. So it's established, and
yeah, it's accepting, a little feared still, but it's accepting,
right?
And we didn't get really a sense of the segregation.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, you didn't have the X-Men of like the cartoons and the comics where it's there's no intolerance.
There's like hate crimes and stuff.
Which is a little sad, because, you know, that's what X-Men was kind of for.
That's what kind of built. I mean, that's what kind of like, that was like the essence of X-Men. Mm-hmm. It was the fact that like that's what kind of people like appeal to, because I mean 60s and 70s, you know, racism and segregation and all of that, it was kind of like the similar approach, and it was just it made
you actually feel for these characters.
And honestly, throughout the movie, I feel like there was really no interaction with the human world.
It was definitely all mutants, and, I mean, we do get one, but it's still kind of like almost shoehorned in a bit. So you see the world, and then on top of that, our Times Magazine front cover is Mystique. So they had her poster up, and it almost looks like the Times Magazine, but it's in like
the warning
Egyptian.
One?
No, I don't think it's a warning. It looked like to me, it looked like the Times Magazine covers.
I was honestly thinking it was like a what's it called?
Like look out for her.
Yeah, like look out for her type
deal. Because she's the one who saves everyone from Magneto. Yeah. So that's why it was more like she was the.
Well, why was she all scurrying about and stuff?
Because she doesn't want to. She's still. Because you know what it is.
Oh my God, I'm still scared, even though people accept me.
Well, except her, but she just didn't want to be a part of that world where
she didn't want to be a part of the X-Men.
Yeah, she didn't want to be in the limelight. Basically, she didn't want to be part of that. You know, that figurehead. And throughout the movie, she's kind of reluctant to be that leader. But even though she's leading, you know,
could people look up to her?
Yeah,
because I mean, you know, Storm looked up to her. But anyways, we'll get.
Yeah. So then, so then you have the state of the X-Men. You know, you have where everyone's at. You had Charles running the school. The school looks like it's in good shape
with hair.
Yeah, with hair. Still rocking
hair still.
Yeah, and then you had Hank
being a
teacher, not Beast. We had Hank.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, Beast.
So he's still not fully committing to it.
Honestly, it's like, and then even Mystique with Jennifer Lawrence. I mean, she was like, I mean, maybe like, I would say 20% in her Mystique outfit. Yeah. You know, 80% as Jennifer Lawrence, and it was like. But you feel like, oh, I want to show my true self. No, you don't. You just want to be Jennifer Lawrence. But aside from that, like on the back end, like with the actors and actresses, maybe that was the same thing with the person that plays Beast. that because Jennifer Lawrence was tired of
Being in the
the whole
makeup.
being in the makeup and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But honestly, how much do you get paid? Stop complaining.
Hey, put on that blue makeup.
Yeah,
Sit in the chair for 5 hours.
Yeah, if that it takes like 12 hours or so. It's like a long process. But it's like, again, you made those sacrifices to be up there,
Yeah,
like
you signed on for 3 movies.
I don't think it's easy to be an actor or an actress.
Absolutely
It
not.
takes a lot. I mean, look at Thor, freaking Chris Hemsworth. I mean, he has to go up in muscle mass like crazy. So I mean, it's not easy to do these things and to get into character and stuff. But that's why you're getting paid so much. So with Jennifer Lawrence pulling some crap like, we saw it in the movie. It's like, you rather just not wear the makeup, and it's like that the character is blue. So I'm sorry, but get into character, please.
I mean, she signed on for 3 movies. It's like, hey, you signed on for 3. Let's do 3.
You signed on for 3 to play what? Mystique. That's right.
That's right.
Yes. Not her human self.
Yeah. All right. So then you see Magneto. Yeah. So obviously, Public Enemy #1 there.
Yeah, all living peaceful.
Hey, he's trying to change his lifestyle around. He's obviously just mills. He works in a metal mill or whatever
something
he's
like
doing.
that.
Yeah, some metal fortress thing. So
yeah,
forging metal. He's a blacksmith of some sort.
Yeah, some I don't know, something like that.
But then he
works in a factory.
Yeah, he took the Wolverine route and just like
simple lifed it. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. He took the Wolverine route, simple lifed it, went to Canada. I don't know, where did Magneto go?
He went to like Scandinavia. I know some crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, because he was talking a different language.
Yeah,
but wherever he went, he totally did the Wolverine thing and went to Canada.
And then he started a family. He was definitely trying to went by Hank or something like that. I don't know what he was going by.
It was Henrik.
Henrik, yeah.
Henrik.
Yeah, so he was
Russia.
It might have been Russia, maybe.
Or Scandinavia.
It was Sokovia.
Imagine.
Yeah. So like so he's over there setting up. He has a family. He has a daughter who, I mean, I don't know, was she supposed to be Scarlet Witch? I don't think so, right?
No.
I mean, because her powers are like with nature, which is awesome. Like she's over there like hanging out with deers and stuff like that. And,
yeah.
So
that's what I kind of wanted to look more into, was like who were they gonna try to make that into? But we'll get into
all that. Okay, and then
anyways,
obviously
he's honestly enjoying his life.
Yeah.
He's like in mad love.
Yeah.
And Michael Fassbender, he's honestly an amazing actor. So he makes you feel it. So
definitely.
He really loved his daughter and he loved his wife.
Yeah,
and he was enjoying his life.
Yeah, and for me, I think Magneto was my favorite character in the movie.
So I was thinking like series.
In the series, yeah, absolutely. I mean, his arc as between his 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever the 30 years that this is supposed to be spanning, it's only been better. Constant, like the struggles with him as a young man, him meeting Charles for the first time and moving the satellite, all that, and then even now as him trying to move on from that past.
Yeah, exactly, and not be Magneto anymore.
Right.
He was literally not trying to be evil anymore.
Right. Yeah. Like he even says later on, he tells Charles, he's like, "Oh, like I tried your way."
Oh.
That was my best Fassbender right there.
I tried your way, Charles.
Yeah. That's yours? Okay. And then obviously Raven, she's leading this like mutant underground railroad thing and trying to get wayward mutants safe passages to elsewhere. Mm-hmm. And then that's when we get our first intro of 2 new mutants, which is Nightcrawler and
Archangel. Yeah. Well, I think she was just pretty much going after Nightcrawler, but it just so happened that he was like in this, I don't know, this underground fighting cage type deal.
Cage bird.
Yeah, it was like they pin mutants to fight each other.
Yeah.
And
actually
they're in like a sick ass cage and it's like electrified fortress,
Yeah, where you can't, because basically if you touch it, it's high voltage and you can't escape. And then we also see a little quick cameo is Blob fighting.
Oh yeah, when he's getting pulled out.
Yeah, he's already downed. So Angel obviously was able to make quick work of Blob. But yeah, so you see, Nightcrawler get pushed out the box and ready to fight Archangel. And his movements are pretty on point, man. Nightcrawler. I always like seeing Nightcrawler, like especially even like in the old ones, how he just moved and he would, when he like takes down the White House almost and they have him running through.
Oh yeah, that one was dope, dude.
So
that was real cool to see.
Yeah, so I mean, even in this one where they have him as a young teenager and he's still like he's reluctant to fight Archangel, and he's fighting, and
At
it's just
first,
like,
yeah, and then Archangel's all like, "Hey, they're gonna kill us if we don't fight. Come on, guy."
And he starts fighting a little more serious, and then he's just like, he obviously takes
using
out
his tail, doing all this crazy stuff,
and then roasts one of the Archangel's wings. So there's that, and then so they escape, and then it puts us right back into Charles's school.
Yeah, Mystique takes Nightcrawler, and now we're in.
Yes,
to,
and then we start. That's when we start seeing like the newer, the new X-Men, or like the new old X-Men, I guess.
Yeah, like the first X-Men.
Yeah, like not
first class, but
not
like
first class,
you know,
but
like the first. It's like, how do you really say it now? Because it's like first class, but whatever, second class.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the main ones.
Yeah. So then
so we get the intro to Cyclops.
Yes.
Cyclops. He's in school, and dude, like his eyes are bugging him, and he's like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
And then it was really stupid. I felt like they could have done a lot better narrative, like writing this. That you know, he was his eyes were bugging him, and he was looking forward, and it just so happened there was a chick right there, and the guy was like, "Hey, stop looking at my girl."
Yeah.
I was like, "Foo."
But he's
rubbing his eyes the whole time, and then he asked to be excused. So he's like, "My eyes are really bugging me. Can I go to the bathroom or whatever?"
Yeah.
You know,
Teacher being a dick.
Yeah, and then the class is over, and then the bully goes, being a bully, of course, and it's like, "Oh, why are you looking at my girl?" It's like, "Foo," and he got excused because his eyes were bugging him.
Yeah, like,
obviously he wasn't looking at your chick.
Yeah, it was even funnier. Well, remember he gives him that little what do you say? He's like, "Oh yeah, she does look like you're old enough to be your dad."
Yeah, because I mean, you know, Scott Summers, he got his little dingers as well.
Yeah, so he's a little rebel at this one. And you know what though? It almost nods to how Wolverine's X-Men Origins, when he does because Scott shows up in that, and he's at the school and his eyes are bugging too, and he opens them up and, you know, almost takes down the whole school.
Yeah.
This time he only took down a bathroom. So
yeah, cool. And he you know, he hit the door into the bully.
Yeah, and then obviously
he deserved it.
Do you know? And then you see him at his house after that, and Havoc shows up. So that's our other guy is Havoc, and he shows up and he basically brings Scott back to the school, and then that's when we see Jean Grey for the first time.
Dude, well, real quick, and Havoc. Tell me he didn't look like a total d-bag.
He was supposed to. He was supposed to be like a sunshine. From,
dude. He had his little wavy hair, all California, 70s style, 80s style, and with his freaking like pink polo.
Hey, I'm telling you, I mean, you know what? They didn't, as much as they could have gone with these 80 themes. They kind of took a backseat on some of the stuff.
Yeah. Because I mean, I had more 80s references from freaking Hot Tub Time Machine. Like when they went back.
Oh yeah, some yoga pants and why'd they do that?
Parachute pants and
what
all
happened to that?
Them playing the old arcades. And
you could have
wearing the Walkman.
You could saw Nightcrawler and some MC Hammers. Mm-hmm. But so then you see Jean. So and then Jean, obviously, we got our Game of Thrones Jean Grey. Freaking hanging out and just being all awesome, able to use her powers to make sure her books don't fall out of her hand. And
because she bumped into Scott. That was their first interaction. Their meet cute was Scott was being shown around the mansion with Havoc and I think Beast, and he bumps into Jean Grey. Yeah, and there was their meet cute. Yeah. But at that point, he didn't have anything with his eyes. Like he was just straight blindfolded.
Yeah, blindfolded.
Yeah, he was just blindfolded. And that kind of sucked. But
because I mean, she looked good.
Yeah, and then Jean Grey obviously caught the books and then read his mind a bit accidentally because she can't control her powers. And then
there's not much going on there, Scott.
Yeah. So that was pretty cute.
Yeah, I definitely liked Jean's intro. I mean, because you already see. So obviously she's already at the school. She's dealing with being.
She's kind of an outcast.
Yeah, which is crazy because like you're in a place full of outcasts. Yeah, you're the outcast.
Yeah, it's like and that kind of like. You know, those other students are kind of dicks then.
Yeah,
because it's like, dude, we're all here because we're different, and then you're gonna.
There's like a frog kid, and he's
like,
you can't see here, Jean Grey.
Yeah, what the hell?
The most normal looking girl here. Yeah. Okay, and then Nightcrawler. That's when Mystique brings Nightcrawler over to America, land of the free, home of the brave.
Yep, and
then. Yeah, so I mean, we already got introed for him earlier, and then so obviously they're trying to assemble at school, and then we also see
what we missed.
Who do you miss?
The reason why they were trying to assemble at the school was because they got that whole discussion with Moira.
Oh yeah, Moira McTaggart.
Yeah, because so Xavier goes into the whole Cerebro thing, pinpoints Moira, and she ends up getting out of like Egypt. She ends up coming out of the cave.
Yeah, that's
and that was where she ended up discovering that Apocalypse was down there,
hanging out.
Yeah,
taking a nap.
So it raised questions to Charles, which they ended up going and making an appearance over with Moira.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Havoc shows up with them and all that, and then another character we kind of saw but didn't really see, Jubilee.
Oh, so that's when they were going to the mall and all that.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you saw her at the school. She was kind of like making her appearance, walking around.
Yeah, walking around with her yellow coat and all that. She looked cool, you know. It was nice.
Yeah, definitely.
It was nice to see her. It was nice to see her.
Yeah.
So Charles goes, talks to Moira. They talk about that whole Apocalypse thing. And she tells him the whole history behind this guy, saying like, "Oh, past biblical times, and
it was,
maybe with the 4 horsemen, and maybe the Bible got it from him." I don't agree, but you know.
Okay. So then obviously you see him with his like little hooded stuff covered up, and the first person Apocalypse runs into is our street rat, our Aladdin in Egypt.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, Storm.
Yeah.
So you see her, and she's doing all her awesome stuff. She speaks like, I don't know why she speaks so many languages, but she does.
I mean, you know, she is African descent, and her name is Aurora.
Like, it's the recipe for knowing multiple languages, apparently.
Yeah.
So
isn't like in the show, in the comics, she was like some kind of like princess or something.
Yeah,
from a tribe.
Yeah, Shiara or something like that. I think, I don't know.
Well, anyways.
Yeah,
in the movie, she's a street rat. So.
Yeah. So we see her, and then obviously she leads a little group of misfits out there and thieves or whatever. Stuff. Yeah. And then her hero is Mystique, and that's when Apocalypse gets his little education on the state of the world and state of affairs, and touches the TV and learns about Audrey Magini and all kinds of cool 80s.
Everything that happened in the world,
and then
kind of Fifth Element status, you know.
Yeah.
When Mila Jovovich went on the computer.
Went on the internet, yeah.
Yeah, on the internet.
Surfed the internet.
Just saw the worst things ever.
Yeah. She Googled war.
Yeah.
Don't Google war.
Don't ever Google war, people.
Yeah.
Google love.
Atrocities and stuff. All right. So then he starts, Apocalypse is like, hey, new world, new regime, and we're starting from scratch.
I think that's when he amplified freaking Storm's powers.
I told you she was gonna. I told you.
Oh, and her hair was black.
Yeah,
her hair was black, and then when Apocalypse came and amplified, boom, her hair started turning white.
And what did I say? I was like, I'm telling you, when he amplifies people, things change, and I'm telling you, so he turned Storm's hair white. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he does that
makeover.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, yeah, when he gives you more powers, he's gonna make you look cool too.
Yeah, apparently he's a fashion designer.
Yeah,
he's an all-powerful mutant.
Yeah.
He's the first mutant at that, and he has mad powers.
That's all you need to know.
I think by this point we're already seeing him freaking disintegrate people, and I think at that point, he phased them into a wall.
Yeah, jeez.
I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. I mean, and it was like almost like he just looked at you and then you were in the wall.
Yeah, he was like, back in his head, and
not very like, poof, and you're in the wall. It was very like you got shoved into it and disintegrated into the wall, and now it's only your face.
Yeah, he gave him the Star Wars clay thing.
Oh yeah. Han Solo'd
him. So yeah, then obviously you see right after that he's like, hey, I need to start assembling my little 4 horsemen team. Mm-hmm. First person he comes across is Psylocke, who is the right hand of Caliban.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah,
and with Caliban, what I didn't like, all right, is pretty much this is the only instance that we saw Caliban.
Yeah,
and we didn't get who is Caliban, what he does, how does he get all of his information. We don't know absolutely anything, why he has henchmen and why Psylocke is with them.
Yeah, and
he just kind of goes in like, oh hey, you have some information I want to know where Magneto is.
Yeah, and
and then Psylocke pops out, and
I know where I could find
Olivia Psylocke, badass.
You know what? It's the thing too. Like for her, Psylocke, like she definitely like embodies the character. You see it, you look at her and you think Psylocke for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I think she might have been underused a bit though.
Oh,
because it's like
100%. But That's a big spoiler.
How is it a big spoiler? I just feel like, you have a character like Psylocke, who's a psychic, who's up one of the, like, I don't know, like, I think it's like the top like 10 like there's a different story arc.
Yeah, she has some
Apocalypse.
kind of like kinetic energy.
Yeah, so where like they assemble like the strongest psychics on Earth, and then she's one of them. So it's like, she's not.
She's very powerful, very powerful. So yeah,
but she did have the sword. She had all the cool stuff, and
she even pulled the sword out on Apocalypse.
Yeah,
and that was their intro. Like she was like,
no,
foo, step off.
Yeah,
and Apocalypse was like, whoa,
yeah,
why is there a pinkish hot pink sword on my neck?
Yeah, and then he amplifies it. He makes it stronger.
Yeah, it makes her stronger. And then, but what changed with her? She kind of just got her normal 80s costume, right?
Yeah, she just again. I don't know, fashion designer Apocalypse knows. I'm gonna get you right. So then,
and honestly, all right, look, I enjoyed the view. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed the view, but it was very pointless. When we saw Psylocke right there get her amplified and get her costume change, they like, boom, up her bust. like they just put her put her tits all up out there.
Hey, Apocalypse is,
and I'm not mad. I'm not mad. That's fine and all, but it was very pointless. And then later on in the movie, it doesn't look like that the whole time through the movie. No. So it's like, you really just did that,
she has her
for sexual attraction and stuff. And
that's how she's drawn.
Huh?
Psylocke can't help how she's drawn.
Hey, if I show you how she's drawn, it's not like mad ass cleavage. You know, that's natural.
Very well. Anyway, so then after
that's how she ended up looking like towards the end of the movie.
Right.
It was a lot more natural and stuff. Just right in the beginning,
she was rocking her little leather jacket.
Yeah, it's cool and all, but like you're just objectifying her.
All right. I mean, that's probably Caliban's doing. He was just like, "Hey, you're gonna wear this.
If
is
you're
the
gonna
uniform.
take Psylocke away from me, you better up that bust right now."
All right. So then after that, you run into a broken, drunken Archangel. Obviously, his wings all jacked up.
Psylocke is like, I know exactly who. Oh, you're putting together all the powerful mutants. I know exactly who.
Yeah. And then
boom,
she was
goes
like,
Archangel.
Yeah, and she's like, never mind. He's like, what's up?
Yeah, I feel it was wasted.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. But then like he got the most.
Oh, he got the best makeover ever, dude.
Good job, Apocalypse.
Yeah, dude. I mean, hey, I don't know what fashion school you went to, but good job, dude.
Yeah. So he got the metal wings.
Yeah, because he like when they approached him, he was drunk, out of his mind, and he messed up one wing.
Yeah.
And had long hair. And then boom,
yeah,
hair not grow. They gave him like a mohawk type deal, even got the little decals going on his face.
Yeah.
And then they gave him the metal wings. He looked great.
Yeah, it's funny too, because like there's actually a point where like he's messing with the shoulder a bit, so you could tell he's giving him the makeover.
Yeah, exactly. Like for Archangel, he was totally like making him.
Yeah, he was like, damn, you're gonna look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, that's when you get the biggest baddie. Are the biggest, the strongest one out of all of them, which is Magneto. And God. His was great. Like, because at the point we come in, Magneto, they have that thing, the little thing that goes down in the woods. Mm-hmm. Maybe not a little thing. It's probably the biggest thing.
It's a humongous thing.
Yeah. So he's out there in the woods, because what happened was he had saved.
No, they couldn't find his daughter.
Yeah, well, the whole point was that like he actually saved a human from like getting crushed by that giant molten
like fire, like it was about to kill one of his
coworkers,
friends, one of his coworkers, whatever it is, and he totally saved him with his powers, and then
he tried to play it off like he didn't.
Tried to play it off.
Started looking around.
Yeah, a couple of people saw him.
Yeah, and then reported him obviously, and then obviously Magneto was like, "Hey, we gotta go."
Yeah, he goes home, tries to rally his family up.
And then all of a sudden, child missing.
Yeah.
And we get into the woods, and it's not a good scene. It's very
like Shrek style picketing.
Yeah, yeah. They have bow and arrows, and which makes him helpless almost to save her.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, is this you right here? You're Magneto, the one that can control things. Well, we came prepared. We didn't brought no metal.
Yeah, it's like so they're aware of his power. Yeah, they're aware of him.
Very aware.
So then after that, he said he's willing to give himself up. He's gonna, give himself over, and kid starts freaking
just
out.
Peacefully, and not even just like peacefully, but give me the kid.
Yeah.
And then they gave the kid, And
fully accepting. But the thing is, yeah, I'm telling you, the kid starts freaking out because he doesn't want to lose her
You're
dad.
not taking my dad.
Yeah,
They're not dating. All Magneto status, like Eric Lencher when he was a kid.
That's what I'm. Yeah, there's that. Yeah, you know what? When I was watching that part, I was like, oh, because like it's because you really get them like her like bringing down the birds and starts that flash of how he was when he was a kid and about pulling she obviously loved her dad.
Right.
And then
that was gonna be crazy.
Yeah, so I was fully expecting like some, birds attacking, people getting their eyes pecked out, and arrow.
Yeah, and then somebody ended up freaking accidentally shooting an arrow, and precisely kills the mother and the daughter in one shot, right through the daughter into the mother.
That must have been a Hawkeye or something.
Yeah, right.
Perfect shot.
Yeah, but anyway, he perfect shot it, killed them, and then Magneto goes over there and has them in his arms, and oh my god,
there's not even no goodbye scene. It's so quiet and silent when that happens. It's like he doesn't you don't really get time to really there's no heartfelt goodbye. None of that. Yeah,
he's just in straight pain and they're dead right there, and he's holding them. And Michael Fassbender, again, amazing actor, makes you feel that whole moment right there. Because I mean, it's a little ridiculous that this guy who was not really holding the bow completely back accidentally shot it and killed both the mother and the daughter right through them. So that was a little bit ridiculous. But Michael Fassbender selling the sadness and the hurt just really captured the moment. And then what I liked was that he smoothly, took the little thing off the daughter, the little pendant, the locket, and then he was like looking at it in his hand, and then he just, and he killed every single person.
And that is not that's not a child scene for children, because he just decapitates everyone.
Yeah,
and he just eviscerates all the villagers.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. And then he freaking had his Kratos moment where he.
Oh yeah, it's great, perfect.
I didn't want to be this person. Is this who I am?
Oh yeah,
is this what you wanted?
Yeah, cursing, cursing to the skies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then right after that, he's there, back at the mill. And he's like,
"Hey, so all gangster like, hey, so I heard some of you guys have been talking shit."
Yeah. But yeah, so then obviously you get that, and then who shows up right after that is three of the horsemen and Apocalypse himself.
As he's about to kill them. He's totally about to kill the crap out of them.
Yeah.
And and then they show up, and he's like, he doesn't know who they are.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't try to stop me.
You get your one F word. That's when he's like, who the fuck are you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Michael Fassbender cursed. Yeah. He said, who the fuck are you? When he turned around. Yeah. And then Apocalypse comes over with his persuasive words. And honestly, they really sold on that on the persuasive part of Apocalypse. He does it in such a smooth way. Like he's a smooth cat.
He's like, "Hey, are you coming?"
Yeah, like he does it in such a smooth way that he convinces you with what he's gonna do. Yeah. So that's how he gets them. But with Magneto, Magneto's like, don't try to stop me. I'm gonna kill these guys. And then he's like, Apocalypse just
phases everybody.
Phases everybody and freaking disintegrates them himself. Yeah. And he's like, and he convinces Magneto, join.
Yeah. Hey, are you coming? And then obviously Magneto takes that walk, and now he's boom, 4 horsemen assembled. And then there's a whole scene in Auschwitz with them. That's great. That only lends to Oscar Isaac. Yeah. Yeah. Because that's where they phase right after that, and he's just like, this is your lowest point is right here. Yeah. And then he's like, well, they took your family.
Why did you bring me here?
Yeah. And then freaking shows him that he can control way more metal than he's thinking.
The magnetic fields within the earth.
Yeah. And then just completely, crazy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Trust. And then that's when you obviously see even, Fassbender at his best again. And then even Oscar Isaac with his speech, he delivers a great speech to him. He hasn't touched the earth, and then boom, destroys Auschwitz.
Yeah, that was honestly really crazy, because that just makes Magneto such a strong character now.
Absolutely.
Even before, he was really strong controlling metal and stuff, and now he amplified it to where he can control the magneticism within the world, like the universe and stuff, or within the earth at the very least. Yeah, it's very powerful.
So now we got it's set up. We got the X-Men assembled. We got the 4 horsemen. We're all there. Mm-hmm. And then, so this is when Charles goes back into Cerebro, and
to look for Magneto.
Yeah, so
because
to look
Mystique is all like, "Hey." Oh yeah, because Mystique went up to Magneto, right, to try to convince him, and he was like, "No, my family died and all that."
Right.
And then she ended up going.
Yeah, so she comes back and
to
it's
Charles, and that's when she relays the message.
Yeah, and then so he starts looking for him, and he not only does he find him, but he also finds Apocalypse.
But it's more like Apocalypse found you.
Yeah, pretty much. And he reaches into Charles's mind and just like can feel the whole world. So
and then he's like totally like controlling Xavier at that point, like. And then Apocalypse is just enjoying the moment. Like, there's so many people. I can feel all of them. And then he starts, isn't that when he starts blowing stuff up and stuff and destroying things?
Yeah, that's when he really starts tapping into that kind of power. And then that's when
Xavier's like, I never felt his power before.
Yeah, and so he's experiencing Apocalypse for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when he's like, hey, we need to stop this because he's tapping into everyone and he's able to reach every mutant. Yeah, so... That's when he obviously unleash Havoc, and he just destroys it.
With the through my pink shirt, my pink polo.
Hey, he shot three of them out of his chest at once. So obviously Havoc had something going on for him.
Yeah, I mean he should be that pretty badass by now. It's just you look like a d-bag.
It's the 80s, man.
Oh god.
So then it's great too because what's funny is like so they destroy Cerebro and like I guess who shows up right after that? It's Apocalypse is at your doorstep now. He's at the mansion and they're trying to say they take Xavier.
Oh yeah,
Magneto picks him up and he's like, what are you doing, Eric? And he's like, I'm over here now. And then obviously Havoc steps in to try to like save him, ends up shooting some super reactor and again
starts blowing up the X-Mansion.
Again.
At this point.
It's like the fifth time the X-Mansion was blown up.
At this point, this is when Cyclops already went on his whole little renegade thing with the others, right?
Yeah, that's when they all, let's go to the mall.
Yeah. Nightcrawler never heard of the mall. Let's go to the mall. They went to the mall, they did all of that, and then they come back, and they're with Jubilee, too.
Yeah.
That's what was nice, was that, like, we saw all them together. They were in that convertible that we all love to see in the animated series. They just so happened to drive all the time. And, it was Cyclops, Jean, Jubilee, Nightcrawler, a nice little crew. And then they come back to that, Apocalypse and all that happening.
Yeah.
And then...
Also enters probably one of everyone's favorite scenes.
Yes, where everybody gets excited and where everybody was waiting for.
Quicksilver.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't mention that. In the beginning, he was kind of like looking at a news broadcast. About Magneto when Magneto got discovered.
Yeah, because it's the anniversary. It's like the 10-year anniversary of that.
That's what it was. It was 10-year anniversary.
So that's why he was on TV, and he was wanting to connect with his dad a bit.
Yeah,
and so he's just playing Pac-Man in the basement, hanging out, being a kid, or being freaking lackluster citizen, just hanging out. But then, obviously his mom's like, you're going to be disappointed by the type of man he is. And he's like, well, I got to go find out for myself. Decides to go see the professor. Mm-hmm. And he walks into quite a scene.
Yeah. Complete chaos.
It's great, too, because he has his Twinkie and he's just like drinking his drink. And he's like, okay, I see things are going down.
Yeah, I guess I got to save people. And, dude, he does it in such an amazing way, as always.
Yeah, obviously in the last movie where they have his scene and it's like the fun, it's the best, it's the fun scene, it's the great scene. It's like...
To a message in a bottle.
Yeah, and then so it's like they have to, obviously they up the ante and I think they did a good job. They definitely had, obviously... Something that always happens, the X-Mansion, I don't know if it's cursed or something, but that thing always blows up.
I know, right?
And then, so he's out there saving people, saving the dog who was eating pizza.
He saved everybody.
Yeah,
and like honestly, he I mean, you guys can hate on this, I don't care, but I think he's moving a lot faster than the Flash there. Like, I don't think the Flash would be able to keep up with him in the race, because like when Quicksilver was saving people from that. I mean, it was in the middle of the house exploding. Like, fire was starting to, move forward.
Yeah.
And he was coming in saving people.
Yeah, I think the display... I'm curious to see how DC is going to display
the Flash.
Definitely. Because, I mean, obviously in the show, they have only limitations. They can't, like, have these awesome scenes
it's so
like
limited.
That.
I mean, there's so many scenes that it's like, it just looks complete. It is complete CG. It's complete CGI, and it doesn't look that good. And then when with Flash going, it's either you see him as a streak
Yeah.
going like a little lightning streak,
Yeah.
or
The CG.
it's just complete slow motion.
Yeah.
And CG. You know.
I mean, he does
fighting.
have those moments in the show that's where it's like that. But yeah, so I mean, obviously they don't have the big budget Hollywood scene. I'm pretty sure the Quicksilver scene probably costs like all kinds of craziness.
Yeah, and it looks dope.
Yeah, it looks great. Applause to that scene because good stuff.
But I am gonna throw in my little 2 cents on that. I see you love the scene. This is what I feel.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they upped it from the first one.
I don't.
Wow.
And this is why.
Okay.
All right. The scene alone was, of course, amazing. It was flawless. What I didn't like was the song, and it's very nitpicky. I get it, but like, I mean, the first one when we first did Quicksilver and he ran to a message in a bottle and he did that, it was so great and well put together. You know, that message in a bottle complemented what he was doing, you know, and I didn't feel like the song that they put for this scene didn't do the same. It didn't complement what he was doing and how he was saving these people and stuff. It was still an amazing scene and one of my favorites, but just like to nitpick a little bit right there, you know.
Okay. Different song.
Yeah, just give me a different song.
I don't even remember what song it was, to be honest. It was it "And I Ran," something like that. No, it wasn't that one. I know they did that one at the beginning. All right. So then after that, the X Mansion's gone.
Yeah, X Mansion's gone.
And then enter
Xavier already got taken.
Yeah.
Oh, and in that rubble, Havoc goes down.
Oh yeah, Havoc. You don't see him completely go, but I mean, obviously they're saying he was the closest to the blast. He could have died. So I mean, for all extensive purposes, he's dead.
Yeah.
But you know, with X-Men and with superheroes, they don't seem to die.
Truly dead. Yeah.
No one's truly dead. But yeah, so then after that, enter Stryker. So we see Stryker for the first time since the last movie. And yeah, so he's nitpicking, deciding who he wants to take to his little hidey hole in the mountains.
Yeah, because for some reason he didn't take Jubilee.
Yeah, we don't. Oh yeah, we don't need Jubilee. She's just she has her yellow coat. We don't need her little firework display. Yeah, we're good.
You know what? We need you, telepathic. We need you, crazy eyes.
You're
and
cool.
We need you, blue guy.
You're
you
cool.
and the yellow coat, get the out of here.
Yeah. So he takes all the important people, and then sneaking aboard is obviously our three who made it. Which are, I don't know, how did Jubilee end up going down?
Like, no, we don't know. Yeah, it's like, see, so this is like why for me, you know, these little things right there is why I why I came to the conclusion of that I'm equally unsatisfied. Okay. Because like they could have done more with Jubilee, and with something like this, you know, like they could. You know, give us a little firework display from her. You know, and they could have used her with Apocalypse. I mean, but they absolutely didn't use her. It was like she was Stan Lee.
Yeah, imagine if
they cameoed her in this.
Imagine like Jubilee jumping on like Apocalypse shoulders and like bedazzling his eyes or something like that. Something
and
crazy.
Then dying. That's fine.
Something. Give her something to do.
Yeah.
All right. So we have Stryker. He picks the best of the best, and then sneaking aboard are teenagers, Cyclops, Jean Grey, and Nightcrawler. So they're all there, and they're just trying to save their teacher and
Beast and all them. Yeah.
Yeah. So they end up at his little hidey hole out there in the mountains, and we get our glimpse of.
We see the feral beast.
The feral beast, yeah.
So they're over here trying to look for for their buddies and stuff, and then they come across this big old freaking just like this cage.
Yeah.
And it's like not a cage, but it's very contained, and you can't see inside of it, and very blocked.
Yeah.
So and they just hear. It was pretty cool because like when they got close to it, you kind of heard like you know like
the growling,
like a feral beast, you know.
Like DMX was hiding.
Yeah. What y'all really want? But so. This was in there and they don't know, and then they're trying to fight still, and then they ended up letting them out.
Yeah,
and seeing who was in there.
Yeah, it was cool because the Nightcrawler is like, "What's in there?" And he's like a beast and stuff, and she's like, "No, a man," and then like
a man, and he's suffering.
Yeah, unlocks the cage,
and then he just comes out like a rabid beast, dude. And it was amazing.
It was good. They use that image. Like it's always fun because like every time they do an X-Men movie, you always still get like a new way he escapes
Stryker's thing.
Yeah, like it's almost like a rite of passage with these X-Men movies now to give them different ways on exiting from Stryker's little island or whatever.
Freaking directors.
Yeah, and it's, you know what, that was good. It's a nod to,
This one was great. This one was the right way.
Yeah, do you remember the X-Men? It was a Wolverine game. It was this Wolverine.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and then in the beginning they have him like that, where he's wearing the
he's like half naked.
Yeah, half naked. He has the helmet thing going, and he has all the wires into him.
The wires.
Yeah, or the
like
tubes.
Looking like a bat, and he's a complete feral beast. Like he's not controlled whatsoever. There's no goodness in him right now. Like he's just straight up a savage. Yeah. And he comes out like a savage. He's just freaking tearing through people, you know?
It's funny because like,
you see brutal fighting on this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The X-Men was very brutal this time around, and the display
on this part.
Oh, especially this part, because he was this like stabbing people in the shoulders and slicing their faces off and just like completely decimating the base.
Yeah, that was definitely that was my top 2 favorite parts of the movie.
I mean, anytime you see Hugh Jack, just, you know.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman. I mean, just show your face, like I said.
Yeah.
But so we saw.
But that's the whole reason, because when you finally see him,
we didn't see him in a yellow outfit.
Oh well. I don't know.
Just as long, I mean, we got that. That was enough. You know, that was cool. Because cool. But that does kind of lead in, like they're gonna use X-Men. They're gonna use Wolverine further, and Hugh Jackman's already like pretty much done.
Yeah, Old Man Logan and whatnot.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah. So obviously they escape, and then right after that you get so everyone escapes. Everyone escapes Stryker's base, and then we get finally to the Egyptian scene where they're all hanging out in Egypt, and they're all on the cliffside looking over the town that was the center of what they were calling the New World or whatever. Just like Apocalypse giving his speech through Xavier and saying, "This is what I want you to give a message to the world." And so then you see that. And you know, it's almost like a nod to biblical texts where they have, like, you know, on the cliffs of Jerusalem or whatever. This is where everyone will rise and whatnot. So you're getting that kind of like scope, that you know, godlike scope that they're trying to go for.
Yeah, and he's basically telling the plan that, like, you know, Magneto's pretty much going to be the main focus on that.
Yeah,
like he needs his whole electromagnetic thing. That
because he starts like they start building the pyramid again. His whole Mecca or whatever he's building.
Like we saw in the beginning. Yeah. But and this whole time Xavier's trying to reach out to Magneto. Mm-hmm. Like, no, you're just appealing to his sadness and his anger.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, you know, whatever you felt I had, Charles, it died with my family.
and Quicksilver just standing right there, like, yeah. No, so then obviously, you know, you get everyone in the X-Jet. He has his little he's had his warplane. He gets everyone on there. Mystique, Nightcrawler, you know, Beast, all of them. They're all there. Cyclops.
Yeah, they're on the way.
Moira McTaggart.
And they're just wearing regular flight suits. Like.
Yeah, so I don't know. I was thinking they were going to give them suits, but they didn't have no X's or nothing. It was just basically what was there already provided by Stryker. So thanks, Stryker, for the suits. So they get there, and it's time to stop Apocalypse from his goal, which is to assume Charles's body and reach the world and dominate the world.
Yeah.
So
that's what his focus was now.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, so you get these fight scenes, and you got Storm and Psylocke versus Beast and Cyclops, and everyone has their job basically though. So, you know, it's like Mystique and Quicksilver are supposed to be saving Magneto. Nightcrawler is on the rescue mission, and everyone else is running defense or, you know, attacks or whatever.
Yeah.
So Storm and Psylocke versus Beast and Cyclops. Definitely cool. Obviously, Storm comes down on the lightning, and Psylocke is this assassin badass and just starts fighting with Beast, and it's a pretty good scene. They have like the projectiles, which is, you know, obviously I love projectiles.
Projectile James.
Yeah. So Cyclops is working his magic, and then you get round 2 of Nightcrawler and Archangel, which was really good too, because even though Archangel had the metal wings this time around, Nightwing was freaking defending like all super sick and just able to use his tail and whip him around.
Did you say Nightwing?
Did I say Nightwing? Oh, good. Nightcrawler.
Kurt Wagner.
Yeah. So then, you know, he's over there doing crazy things, and then they kind of sidelined Mystique and Quicksilver for a bit just because they want,
like, the whole time. Like Mystique was trying to talk to Magneto, and then Quicksilver was honestly about to be like, Dad.
Yeah.
And then
I'm your father.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh god!
So-
But then he ended up holding him back and was just like, "I'm here to stop you too."
Yeah, I'm here for my family too.
Yeah, from my family too.
Yeah, and then so I mean, obviously, as a whole, it was all really good. You had didn't I think that's also when Psylocke is like rooftop running and doing her CG freaking battle, and then Nightcrawler gets to Xavier, pulls him out of there.
Yeah.
Apocalypse wakes up not too happy to be in his own body.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I'm still Oscar Isaac.
I have no psychic powers.
What is this bullshit?
Yeah, this is bullshit.
So then after that, so that's when, you know, Apocalypse has to walk around and kind of feel for Xavier. He's
Yeah.
like, I know you're out there.
Where are you?
Yeah. And then and he's like, and obviously, you know, that's when you see Quicksilver trying to like finally, you know, use his powers, and he does a good job, man. He like runs all over Apocalypse. He punches him like I don't know how many times, and
Yeah.
has
But then
him
gets caught.
obviously, yeah, he gets stuck in the mud and breaks his legs and his arms and
Oh, he stucks him in the mud, and then he comes over and like, you know,
breaks
boom, and ACL tear.
ACL.
He'll never run again. That was the thing too. Like that kind of worried me too. Was just like because he literally came in on the outside of that kneecap.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it's like you really tore an MCL, ACL at some point right there.
Yeah, and then
a
like,
meniscus, something got tore right there. So and he runs.
Yeah, like
is he not gonna run after?
I don't know. He needs some.
Yeah, I mean I know they casted him up.
He was standing towards the end. I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, but with the cast.
Yeah.
And it was all signed.
Yeah, that's right. And then yeah, so then you finally get Professor and Apocalypse squaring off in the astral plane.
Hold on, let me just interject real quick.
No problem.
With those fight scenes, yes, they did look good. I'm not gonna lie, they did look pretty cool.
Yeah.
But one of those little things that I was bugged about was that it was not very long. They didn't really like handle it in a good way. I felt like, you know, they were Storm's so nice and powerful. Psylocke, they all look like great. You know, they all have great powers and stuff. It's just like show a bit more of them, just a little bit more action from all of those scenes, and it would have been great. I would have been satisfied.
Yeah, I think that there needs to be
it was
like
pretty quick.
Yeah,
and a lot of focus on the whole Magneto and Quicksilver and Mystique trying to
convince them. But see that's why it's like we kind of got a treat with Civil War with
oh god, yes,
because of the fact
spoiled.
Yeah, because because of the fact that like we talked in that episode about the uniqueness of all their fighting styles. With this one, the only one I really felt that had the most unique were Beast and Nightcrawler, because of the fact that, you know, Beast is going to run on all fours. Nightcrawler is going to use his disappearing act and his tail. He did all that, which was really good. Yeah. Now, when he saw Psylocke fighting, she tried to use her ninja assassin ways, but it wasn't there wasn't that choreography. Like, there wasn't like a, you know,
like all the training that Olivia Munn was showing on her IG and Facebook and all that stuff. It was like, you know, we saw like a glimpse of it.
Yeah, we saw, you know what I'm saying, we really didn't see too much of the uniqueness that could have been displayed. Like, imagine if, like, you know, like Cyclops was like being transported by Nightcrawler, and then he you know, he ended up on top and used an optic blast or something. You know what I'm saying? Like the teamwork wasn't there. But again, they weren't really a full team.
Yeah, they weren't a team yet. They were just like randoms coming together at that moment.
Yeah, so maybe the fight scenes suffered a bit because of that, you know? So possible. You didn't have, because, you know, obviously towards the end, that's when you see them all in the freaking training room just doing work.
I'll wait to figure out. But anyway, so.
Yeah, so back to the astral plane. So obviously Professor X is like, you're in my hometown.
Yeah.
Boom. And now they're in there.
And that was great too, because freaking he was pissed. I mean, James McAvoy's Professor X, he was pissed at this time, and he was just like, "You're in my town now. This is my
school."
Yeah. And he went straight up to Apocalypse, grabbed him, boom, started nailing. Yeah, he just came up over like a badass, you know. And then it didn't really take that long for Apocalypse took some punches, but then afterward he caught one, and then that's when we saw
adapted
him
became huge,
became huge,
or whatever,
and completely just crushed
Professor
X.
So they that's basically into the everyone versus, because that everyone versus Apocalypse at this point, because you know, you obviously Storm sees that Mystique's there, she's getting choked out, and she's like, well, that's my hero. And then obviously Magneto's like, oh, like, you betrayed me. He's like, no, I betrayed them, you know. So you betrayed the X-Men. Everyone's starting to come around the fact that, you know,
Archangel's kind of silent at that point.
Well, because
yeah,
he got knocked out.
Yeah.
He got trapped in the little cage or whatever.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
he knocked him
yeah.
out. So obviously Archangel was like the only one who was really down for Apocalypse,
Yeah.
and then they iced that guy real quick. But yeah, so then at that point, Magneto's throwing his little metal projectiles. Cyclops decides to get into action and starts projectiling as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, so everyone's, using their powers to kind of go, oh, actually that one scene,
what was crazy was that the whole time Apocalypse is fighting with them, in his mind he's also fighting Professor X.
Yeah.
But he's running the crap out of Xavier, and then
he's still protecting himself from
Xavier's all crawling. Jean.
Yeah. Well,
Jean, I need your help.
Slightly before that, you see Psylocke walk up, and then she slices that Apocalypse's throat, and I was like, "Oh, what the hell?" And it turns out to be Mystique.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So everyone's in the action.
That's why she gets choked.
Yeah. So that's why she's getting choked out at that point. So yeah, everyone's in the action. Everyone's using their projectiles.
Projectile J.
And then obviously the astral plane fight's going on, and they're still not winning.
Mm-hmm.
Still having some trouble.
Yes.
And enter the Unleashed.
Well, Jean Grey comes in and tries to help, and then
Unleashed.
She tapped into the Force. The Force is strong within this one.
Yeah, and Professor X says, "Hey,
take over.
Let it out.
Let it out. Loose. Do not control. Just let it go." And she let it loose.
Dude. It was great too, because how she walks out she starts walking out, and then like she's walking, she's floating and stuff.
She's floating.
Perfect.
It's like she's walking on water or something.
Yeah, and then she's using, so her psychic powers were full on display there, and obviously you got the Phoenix, and then all of a sudden destroys Apocalypse.
Yeah, with everybody's projectiles and along with her Phoenix powers and stuff.
Yeah, roasted.
And it looked cool because we didn't get like a full on Phoenix, inclusion in this movie. What we got was just like the rendition in fire around her.
Yeah, which leads. What has the like the 90s, the ta-na-na-na, what I'm saying, like the flames and all that stuff. Yeah. Really good stuff.
Yeah, it looked good. It looked really good.
Yeah, so she unleashes her powers fully for the first time, and it destroys Apocalypse. It rips his whole body, just peels him away like a banana. And then so that kind of concludes Apocalypse's little
big old
goals.
fight there. Yeah.
And then
he's kind of done with there, which kind of sucks. 'Cause, I mean, like. I thought they were going to try to contain him with some kind of Egyptian curse or whatever.
Especially with the whole ritual thing. Like, maybe, like, as the transference is happening, just capture him in, like, a lamp or whatever. But, nice. Something was going to go on with it in a little...
But instead, somehow they beat him, and they overpowered him and kind of disintegrated him. But, like, I really don't think he's gone.
No, of course not, because I know he's, like, the personification of evil or something. At least that's what I remember, like, the comics being. Like, he's, like, he's almost like Darkseid, where, like, they don't die. They can never really be killed,
Yeah.
But yeah, so that kind of it wraps it up. They rebuild the mansion again.
Yeah, thanks to the mutants, thankfully.
Yeah, and then you start to see the world thanking them because remember he launched all the nukes and all that, so like the world is pretty much
Yeah, but it's like again, just like we just did right there. Is they didn't in the movie they didn't really give the scope of like of the effect on humanity on the world on the whole world
they kind of shoehorned in a bit
so it was like and that's really what X-Men is about it's the whole world and the mutants it's together, there is no separation right there and that's where you get the segregation, that's where you get the pain, the anger, all the frustration, all that good stuff. Exactly. And again where are the people at?
And then obviously, that basically concludes, the movie, and then we get our little after credit scene, which took forever. I was hoping for a mid credit scene.
Danger Room. So so at the end, just like at the end of Age of Ultron, when the Avengers went into their little training session and all that, and they had their brand new costumes, we got the same deal with this whole thing, and we saw them all costumed up, and Jesus Christ, I loved all 10 seconds of that. All 15 seconds. That was the main favorite part for me.
So Wolverine and that.
Yeah.
The two favorite scenes.
Exactly. And it would have been Quicksilver, but better song. Anyways, they approach and they're all suited out. Mystique had her nice little white stripe going down, and ode to the old costume. Cyclops was impressive. He was my favorite looking, because he had that nice little strap with the X on, just like how the comics was, but it was with they obviously refashioned it, you know,
Yeah.
and it looked just really great.
Yeah, and then he had
was
the-
my favorite looking one.
Yeah, and even his optic shades look pretty
Yeah,
good
his
too.
optic shades like nice and technologically advanced.
Yeah.
And then Beast had his blue outfit. Everybody was in their outfits, you know. And again, no Jubilee.
Oh, and then and then Xavier looking like Xavier.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was
he
when,
picked.
yeah. I think he lost his hair during
I'm
through
told
the fight.
you, dude. I told
through
you
the fight.
the whole time. I told you last preview. Apocalypse is just a fashion mogul. He's there. he's cutting people's hair. He
Oh god.
got it down packed.
All of the makeovers. Hashtag thanks to Apocalypse.
Thanks to Apocalypse.
Hashtag Apocalypse.
You're welcome, everyone. And then
But
so
yeah,
yeah,
the after credits scene.
Yeah,
There was only one, people, so don't stay the whole, you know.
You do have to. You
think
have
it's
to.
yeah, it's the last very
There's
last
no
one.
mid credit one.
Dirtbags.
Yeah, I was like
I was
watching
waiting
it-
for the mid credit. That's right.
I was watching it with my daughter, and I was like, "Can we go?" I was like, "I have to see the last." scene." Yeah. So
You just don't understand.
you don't know all of the 15 seconds we get.
Yeah.
So
but
yeah, so enter the Essex Corp.
Yeah, somebody comes in where Wolverine was held captive.
Yeah.
Comes in and tries to get Wolverine's DNA collected
X.
along with a
Four
whole bunch
others.
of other
Yeah, there was-
4 other DNAs.
Yeah, 3 or 4, I believe.
Yeah.
And then
And puts it in the briefcase. When he closes it, boom, it says Essex Corpse.
yeah, and Avi Essex Corpse, if you don't know, is Nathaniel Essex.
Nathaniel Essex, otherwise known as,
and Mr. Sinister.
which I'm excited for. That's
Yeah.
pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Mr. Sinister to me has always been like one of a real badass villain.
Yeah.
A real interesting badass villain. I really loved him.
And even in the
But,
animated series, he was cool to watch.
Oh, heck yeah.
He brought in like the space aspect and all that stuff. So
Yeah, so I wonder what direction they're gonna go in, because Nathaniel Essex, he's just a really famed scientist, and he tries to
Mm-hmm.
find out how the X gene came about, and he starts splicing things, and then you
Yeah.
know he actually becomes his little vampiric self from Apocalypse, makeover Nathaniel Essex too. But I don't know if they're gonna go that route for this.
might have. I
We'll
don't
see.
know. I hope so.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so that pretty much concluded the whole freaking X-Men Apocalypse. And again, I mean, I don't know if it's a must watch, because X-Men Apocalypse is, it's great. The concept and the characters are there. You know, the action needed a bit more, but ultimately I would still say go watch it. This isn't something I will pay for a second time, but I'll definitely rewatch it, as it comes on Netflix, or if I buy it, But yeah, a bit of a must watch. All right. Do you think it's a must watch?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Well, you enjoyed it a little bit more than I did.
yeah, I did. I definitely liked I enjoyed the 80s thing. I mean, I wish they would have done a little more on that, but for the most part, it was
Yeah, for the most part, it's still enjoyable, but like it just had its
yeah, I'm
hiccups.
telling you, we were spoiled by Civil War, so the standard
it, yeah.
is set a little higher now.
Definitely.
But they did a good job, I thought. I think it's funny because she even like says like, oh yeah, we can all agree the third one's like the worst one. I don't think that's the case here. I think the third one really showcased Magneto perfectly, his story arc. I think this was great. And then with everyone else getting finally introed and Mr. Sinister being our future villain, I think it's going to be
high hopes.
Yeah, because now at this point, Cyclops and Jean Grey are probably going to be at the forefront of the new X-Men movies. So it should be exciting to see. And yeah, so for me, it's definitely go see it, watch it, enjoy it.
Yeah. And probably not watch it again. Probably not pay for it again.
All right.
But anyways. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming inside the Beta 1 Outpost, hanging out with us on Memorial Day. Well, it's Memorial Day. I don't know when you're going to hear this, but thank you and happy Memorial Day to you guys. X-Men Apocalypse, go see it. This is the Beta 1 Outpost, and just,
You can find us on, IG. You could find Zeus here on Twitch.
On Twitch, yes, sir. I just got done recording me on the Iron Banner. I was playing with a buddy of mine, and we kind of just ran things on the Iron Banner, kind of do some damage there. It's always what the competition is me and him really. It's who's going to be first, because me and him is first and second.
Yeah, I definitely
pretty vicious on Iron Banner.
Yeah, I definitely need to jump on. I haven't been recording as much as I want to, only because I've still been playing the story mode for Uncharted. I don't want to ruin too much on it, so that's why I'm just trying to get to that point where people can kind of watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm almost done with it, but still pretty good. I mean, I just have to. I'm pretty sure people are well finished and playing the multiplayer on that.
I know, for real, dude. They finished those games in like a day or two.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got as much free time as everyone else.
Exactly.
But I am enjoying it, and it's a beautifully looking game, beautifully whatever. So yeah, you can find me also on Twitch, Jade the G33, JAYGTHE 33.
And Beta One Outpost _Zeus. So you got us on Twitch. We'll let you know. Check out our Instagram. We'll let you know when we're exactly going to go on. We're always going to post something and let you guys know to go watch us. And we'll be live. So check out YouTube with our logs and IG and everything. Beta One Outpost. So that ends the 4th transmission. We'll be here as long as that signal is strong, reporting to you the latest news of cinema, television, gaming, latest technology, interesting stuff. Let's do it, guys. That ends the transmission. Log entry 004 complete.